Life Simulation, propose marriage to Kushina Uzumaki at the beginning of the game Chapter 1. Life Simulation, proposing marriage to Konoha Kushina at the beginning Author, Mobai. Travel through Hokage to become Terumi Mei's cousin, and become the second in command of Kirigakure village. Simulate life with a god-level simulator. Get rewarded for doing evil in the simulator. Ding! Life Simulation on. You were born in a commoner family of Konoha, but you have extremely strong chakra reserves at birth. 7 years old, you started school and helped transfer student Kushina Uzumaki. Half a year later, Uzumaki Kushina confessed to you, and you accepted it calmly, but in the end suffered the grudge of Namake's Minato. 3 wars broke out. You were sent to the battlefield, but you were repeatedly stumbled by Namake's Minato. You found the right opportunity to kill him. The war ended in your hands, and soon you married Uzumaki Kushina and gave birth to 8 children. A happy life is over. This simulation is rewarded, fairy body. After the simulation is over, you ask Yakura to announce to Konoha as Mizukichi, you are going to propose marriage to Konoha Kushina. Chapter 1 Fog Shadow's Strongest Assassination Captain. Cousin Terumi Mei. The country of water has a vast territory. The aquatic resources are abundant. And it is shrouded in clouds and mist all year round. That's why Ninja Village Wuin Village got its name. And at the same time, inside the water shadow office in Wuin Village, Goju Yakura was looking at a handsome young man in front of him. Yusuke, right now Konoha Village is eyeing the coastal area of our water country. At this time, the 4th Mizukichi Yakura was full of respect for the young man in front of him. First of all, he has an extremely powerful ice escape ninjutsu. Moreover, the attack power is extremely powerful. Not only that. Even he was controlled by a mysterious masked man who claimed to be Uchiha Madara. It was also freed from his hands. Therefore, Goju Yagura at this time is full of respect for the young man in front of him. After a controlled event is resolved, Goju Yakura directly takes the position of the boss of the Umbu of Wuin Village. Handed it directly to Yusuke Shinue. He even gave him all the rights equivalent to Mizukichi. It can be said that even the current Shinue Yusuke said that he wanted to become Mizukichi. Then Goju Yagura will withdraw from his Mizukichi position without hesitation. Just a little bit. That is, Kamizuki Yusuke doesn't seem to have much interest in anything. On the contrary, sometimes, they are extremely energetic. This made Goju Yakura a little uncertain about the direction of Shinue Yusuke. My village is eyeing the fertile land of our water country. Shinue Yusuke rubbed his eyebrows. At this time, he was also very helpless in his heart. Through Hokage. Start directly in Wuin Village. Moreover, it is still a 3-war situation. You know, Wuin Village in the Third World War was an extremely dark moment. That guy Uchiha Obito secretly controlled the 4th Mizukichi Yakura, and then launched the appalling blood mist. It is also because it started from the blood mist. Wuin Village began to gradually go downhill. You know, when the previous Mizukichi 2 and Mizukichi 3 managed Wuin Village. Wuin Village can be extremely powerful. Even the previous Mizukichi could easily draw with the 2nd Hokage. Even, during the 4th Ninja World War. The former Mizukichi had no desire to fight if it wasn't for him. I'm afraid those ninja coalition forces have long since died in his hands. Yusuke, I want to ask your opinion. Goju Yagura asked. Shinue Yusuke shrugged, tomorrow morning. I will lead my assassination squad. Then go to the border to help. After hearing what Kamizuki Yusuke said, a relieved smile appeared on Katachi Yakura's face immediately. Because he knows. As long as Shinue Yusuke agrees. Then there is absolutely no problem. Because, Shinue Yusuke is very powerful. So powerful that it can instantly restrain Mio Isafu in his body. Goju Yakura has not forgotten. The way Shinue Yusuke dispelled his illusion back then. That terrifying ice escape instantly froze himself and the body of the 3-tailed body that exploded solidly. Frozen for a week straight. It was finally unblocked. With such terrifying strength, as long as he makes a move, there will never be any problems. Left the water shadow office. Shinue Yusuke folded his arms and returned to his residence. Although Wuin Village is not as prosperous as Konoha. But in Wuin Village, which has not experienced the blood mist, the prosperity is still very impressive. Inside a magnificent circular palace building. This is the exclusive place for Shinue Yusuke. It is also the residence where he lived as the head of Umbu of Wuin Village. Cousin. You are back. Did Mizuki-sama make things difficult for you? As soon as he entered the door, he heard a soft voice. All I saw was a fierce brown-haired girl rushing towards Shinue Yusuke. Then he threw himself into Shinue Yusuke's arms without hesitation. Her beautiful emerald green eyes were full of pink. Shinue Yusuke looked at the brown-haired girl in his arms. It was Terumi Mei. And he is also her cousin, although he is a cousin. But it's just the name I grew up with when I was a child. In fact, there is no blood relationship at all. Also called cousin. It's time to change your mouth. Shinue Yusuke raised his right hand, and lightly scratched Terumi Mei's nose. When she was young, Terumi Mei did call her cousin. And he also called her cousin. But the relationship between the two is more intimate than ordinary cousins. As early as half a year ago, Terumi Mei expressed his feelings to Shinue Yusuke. And Shinue Yusuke did not have any ambiguity, and directly confirmed the relationship between the two people. In half a year, Terumi Mei also joined the Umbu of Wuin Village. Became Shinue Yusuke's exclusive subordinate and part-time secretary. In the past half a year, the strength and execution ability displayed by Shinue Yusuke made Terumi Mei even more. Even the entire Wuin Village is impressed. First of all, he solved the problem of the fourth Mizuki being controlled by others. Directly obtained the strongest trust from the elders of Wuin Village. And then, it's the half a year. Shinue Yusuke led the elites of Kirigakure Anbi to save Kirigakure Village from danger many times. Even, faintly. The overall strength of Wuin Village has been improved a lot. And those young ninjas all took Shinue Yusuke as their goal. They are constantly working hard to become stronger. Because of Shinue Yusuke alone, in the past 6 months, the morale of the entire Wuin Village has been directly boosted. The morale of the army is more stable. Inside the room. Terumi Mei stared at Kamizuki Yusuke obsessively, then pursed her lips, and said coyly, "No. It's better for my cousin to call me more smoothly." Shinue Yusuke smiled helplessly. Then pinched Terumi Mei's face that was about to drip water. It immediately made her annoyed. Okay, pass my order to inform all the assassination troops. Life simulation, propose marriage to Kushina Uzumaki at the beginning of the game Chapter 2. Tomorrow morning, we have a big job. A cold light flashed in Shinue Yusuke's eyes. Seeing this, Terumi Mei immediately put away her demeanor, and said solemnly, "Yes. Captain." After all, Shinue Yusuke is his cousin at the same time. Still the strongest assassination captain of Wuying. After that, he immediately went to the Umbu base of Wuying village to convey the order of Shinue Yusuke. And at this time, Shinue Yusuke rubbed his nose and sat on the sofa in the room. System, open the emulator panel. Joke. How could I not have the necessary system for a traverser? P.S. QWQ, Mengbekyu supports flowers, monthly tickets, and evaluation tickets. Chapter 2 My lady's name is Kushina Uzumaki. Have people eaten your rice? Inside the room. Kamizuki Yusuke was lying on the sofa. Open the emulator panel. Next second. A light blue square panel appeared in front of Shinue Yusuke. Host, Shinue Yusuke. Simulated abilities, frozen fruit, peak, Navy 6 style, peak. Current emulator status, disabled. The reason why Shinue Yusuke is so powerful. That was naturally because of the existence of Goldfinger. After crossing over, Shinue Yusuke turned on the God-level simulator system. Through the years, through simulators, he has mastered many attributes and ninjutsu. The strength is also constantly getting stronger. Start the simulation. Choose Life Simulator mode. God Level Simulator has 3 simulation modes. The first is a life simulator. Start the simulation directly from your own birth. The advantage is that you can appear in the Naruto world at any time at will. It can also be a variety of openings at will. Sometimes, it can even start in various extremely powerful families. The second mode is a dream simulator. This kind of simulator is specially designed for a certain person to simulate. As long as the other party falls asleep, he can open the dream simulator. What happened then all revolved around the simulated person. The third mode is the deduction simulator. It is a simulation method for real-time deduction of what will happen in the future. But it cannot fully predict the future. After all, any small deviation will affect the changes of future events. Then, according to what you did in the simulator after the simulation is over, you can get a score and get a reward. At the moment, Shinua Yusuke started a brand new life simulator. Ding! Start your first life simulation today. In the first year, you were born in an ordinary commoner's family in Konoha village. In the 6th year, you can gather chakra and feel happy, and then your parents enroll you and choose the ninja school. In the 9th year, you graduated from the ninja school and became a glorious Konoha shinobi. At this time, a war broke out in the ninja world, and you were sent to the frontline battlefield to start fighting. As expected of Konoha. Go to the battlefield at the age of 9. Shinua Yusuke said calmly when he saw this. Going to the battlefield at the age of 9 is actually common in the ninja world. After all, there are people who go to the battlefield at the age of 5. In the 10th year, you have experienced on the battlefield for a year, and your strength has reached Chunin. However, before you were happy, you were killed by the surprise attack force in Wuying village. This simulation is over. Cumulative gain in this simulation, 1/1000 chakra increase. A 1000th increase in chakra. Shinua Yusuke could feel that faint increase. This time the simulation was extremely ordinary. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the cumulative number of sims, 1000 times. Complete 1000 mileage missions. Turn on the life choice function. Ding! The host is asked to choose the personal attributes of the simulator: kindness, innocence, fraternity, sinisterness, resentment, evil person. Kindness: in the simulator, there will be a variety of good behavior choices. Innocence: you are very innocent and have good expectations for this world. Boi: you are a fraternal person, and you want to influence the world with love. In Ruan, the method is vicious, extremely ruthless. This is the case with the enemy, but also with the 6 relatives. Resentment: you can't wait for the whole world to die except yourself. Great villain: you like a life of unrestrained life, have a clear goal, and want to become the great villain in the whole ninja world. Wake up and hold the power of the world, and lie drunk on the lap of a beauty. Doing evil is your main theme. Ding! The life choice function will be played in the simulator. Shinua Yusuke narrowed his eyes slightly, looking at these attribute selections. Obviously, kindness, innocence, and fraternity are all deceiving children. Viciousness and resentment are not suitable for me, and I am not that depraved yet. Thinking about it this way, only the last one is tailor-made for yourself. Besides, that's what my original goal was. Choose the villain. Shinua Yusuke's selection is complete. Ding! Attribute change: great evil. In the next simulation, you will get the corresponding villain value according to the degree of evil you do. The villain value can be used to exchange for anything you want in the system mall. Ding! The second life simulation is about to start. Kamizuki Yusuke was lying on the sofa. Start your second life simulation. You were born before the Third Ninja World War, and you are an ordinary civilian ninja in Konoha village. But the amount of chakra is much higher than that of ordinary people. As you grow older, you choose to enter the ninja school step by step, but as you practice, you suddenly discover that the chakra in your body is showing an extremely terrifying growth mode all the time. After you discovered this phenomenon, you were also very curious, but you didn't tell others, because you knew that exposing your strength in advance is the most stupid way. On this day, a transfer student came to the ninja school. She had fiery red hair. At this time, she was standing on the podium, and said loudly to all the students below the stage, "What are you looking at? My lady's name is Uzumaki Kushina. Remember it for me." Humph. Kamizuki Yusuke looked at Kushina Uzumaki above the podium in surprise. This is also one of the functions of the God-level simulator. During the simulation process, Shinua Yusuke can fully experience the body. The senses and all the feedback are real. Even, it is completely understandable that the simulator is another parallel world of Shinua Yusuke's life. After Uzumaki Kushina on the podium in the classroom finished speaking, the students below the podium burst into laughter. Ha ha ha. She has such a bad temper. She doesn't look very big either. That's right, there is such a weird red hair, I have never seen it before. The laughter below the podium intensified, and at the same time Uzumaki Kushina's face on the podium began to flush. Looks like he wants to eat people. Boom. You suddenly slapped the table, stood up immediately, and glanced around with a cold expression. Then he said coldly, "What are you laughing at? What's wrong with his red hair? What's wrong with his stature? Did he eat your rice? Did he spend your money? If you don't practice well in school, you will know that you are in school. Is yin and yang here strange to others?" Your action surprised all the ninja students present, and at the same time, everyone turned their anger on you. Chapter 3 Minato Namikaze exposed. Kushina, I don't like you. Who are you? Really? Can you control us? That's right, I remember you were a commoner ninja. Ha ha ha. A ninja student from the Shimura clan laughed, and the laughter was full of sarcasm. A group of attendants behind him also laughed mockingly. At this time, the whirlpool Kushina on the podium suddenly exploded. You are the first person who is willing to stand up and speak for her on this occasion. Because of her anger, she drew out the power of the vortex in her body. Suddenly, the terrifying chakra in his body exploded. Without saying a word, she went up and swung her little powder fist, and slapped those students of the Shimura clan wildly. At this time, when you saw this, you immediately laughed and joined the madness. Half an hour later, those students from the Shimura clan were all carried out of the classroom with bruised noses and swollen faces. Even the Chunin teacher who just came to fight, was directly knocked unconscious by a punch. You don't know whether it was unintentional or intentional. As expected of me. Shinua Yusuke couldn't help clicking his tongue after seeing the imitation here. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining 100 evil points. Yeah, I specified that it was knocked out on purpose. Shinua Yusuke raised his eyebrows and continued to simulate. Because of the fight, you and Uzumaki Kushina were called to the school office to wait for punishment, and the school also reported what happened just now to 3rd Hokage, because Uzumaki Kushina is a special care student, so the two of you did not know substantive punishment was received. Just punish the two of you for being responsible for cleaning the school after school. After school, after all the students had left, Uzumaki Kushina walked up to you with a blushing face, and said proudly, "Hey. From now on, you are my man." Uzumaki Kushina patted her chest, looking like a big sister. Seeing her funny look, you couldn't help laughing, then folded your arms and said, "I'm afraid you won't be able to cover it, sorry, you probably don't have that kind of thing right now." Life simulation, propose marriage to Kushina Uzumaki at the beginning of the game Chapter 3. After hearing your ridicule, Uzumaki Kushina immediately widened his eyes, and immediately waved his small fist, saying viciously, "Humph. Whether you can cover it or not, it's not up to you." At the same time, just as your relationship was gradually developing in a friendly direction, a blonde student in the same class silently hid behind a window, a trace of anger appeared on his face. Because of the increase in the amount of chakra, your perception ability is also extraordinarily powerful. You easily sensed the boy Namikaze Minato hiding outside the window, and then you suddenly said loudly, "Who is it? Who is spying on us outside?" You pulled Uzumaki Kushina's right hand, felt the soft touch, and before you had time to think about it, you quickly rushed out of the classroom door. When you appeared outside the gate, you only saw a vague figure that had disappeared at the end of the corridor outside the classroom. Hey, you hurt me. Uzumaki Kushina felt the rough force on her wrist, and immediately gritted her silver teeth and said. You let go of Uzumaki Kushina, and at the same time, Uzumaki Kushina withdrew her arm, and said angrily while rubbing her arm, Humph. I don't know which it is. Really? Don't let this lady got it. In the next days at the ninja school, you still practice hard, and you will gradually emerge in the class. Become the top student in the class. At the same time, there is also a boy who was born as a civilian ninja like you and gradually stands out. He is Minato Namikaze, who ranked second in class. That night, at 9 o'clock, Namikaze Minato invited you to the woods behind the school, and he said with a deadpan expression, Please leave Kushina, I like her. With a smile on your face, you then shook your fist and said contemptuously, You deserve it too. When Shinua Yusuke simulated here, a faint smile appeared on his face. If you like it, go after it. If you can catch up, it's your skill. In the end, he chose to use this method to drive others away. Besides, on the first day of school, why didn't you stand up and express your opinion? Namikaze Minato stared at you and continued, If that's the case, we'll use a battle between men to resolve this matter. You suddenly frowned, glanced at a jungle behind Namikaze Minato, and then said with a smile, Namikaze Minato, since you like Uzumaki Kushina, why didn't you pursue her? Instead, after school, follow others every day. Namikaze Minato frowned immediately, and said quickly, Nonsense. I was just worried that someone would bully her, so I just secretly protected her along the way. You continue to look at him with disdain, and say, Isn't that still tailgating? Please don't talk about tailgating so openly, okay? Namikaze Minato said angrily, No. I wasn't following you. It was you. Why do you go home with Kushina every day? Why? Because. I called him to accompany me home. At this moment, Uzumaki Kushina's angry voice came. Uzumaki Kushina from behind the jungle quickly came to Namikaze Minato. At this time, she knew that the person following her was Namikaze Minato, and her whole body trembled in anger. Kushina, Namikaze Minato suddenly became anxious, and hurriedly wanted to explain something. But it was directly interrupted by Uzumaki Kushina. Don't. Namikaze Minato. My name is Kushina Uzumaki. Don't be so affectionate. Do I know you very well? Kushina Uzumaki said angrily, also. Remember. I am forever, I won't even like you. You remember. The person I like is Yusuke. After Uzumaki Kushina finished speaking, he came to your side angrily, kissed you on the cheek without hesitation, turned around, and continued, See. Namikaze Minato. You give up. After speaking, Uzumaki Kushina held your hand, and they left the ninja school together. Here, only Namikaze Minato was left alone standing in the same place, only to hear the sound of kacha kacha continuously. This is the sound of heartbreak. Ding. Trigger the destruction of the original CP, get evil value, 10,000 points. Chapter 4. The relationship with Kushina Uzumaki is heating up rapidly. Crazy Namikaze Minato. Seeing this, Shinua Yusuke was immediately surprised. Unexpectedly, this can actually get so many evil points. You must know that I only got 100 points by deliberately knocking out the instructor before. After leaving the ninja school, Uzumaki Kushina let go of her hand coyly, then crossed her hands and kept swinging back and forth, and said with some coyness, that. I said that on purpose just now. You do not want. I'm serious. You smiled, looking sincerely at Uzumaki Kushina in front of you. Ah. Uzumaki Kushina raised her head and looked at your clear eyes. Suddenly, her heart felt like a deer bumping wildly, and she began to thump, thump, thump. In the end, she nodded her head shyly, yeah. In the following days at the ninja school, you openly admitted your love relationship with Uzumaki Kushina, and showed your affection in front of Namikaze Minato every day, and it didn't help that his fists were clenched. Year after year, finally the third year of the ninja school graduation examination, you and Namikaze Minato will also have a battle. Uzumaki Kushina below the stage kept shouting loudly, Come on. Come on. Husband. You are the best. Of course, the word husband is a request you made to her. As long as you call yourself husband during this competition, then you will definitely win the first place. At this time, Uzumaki Kushina can no longer care about the surprised gazes of the students and ninja teachers around her, and resists the shyness in her heart. She will let you win. Defeat that trailing madman Namikaze Minato. On the battle platform, after hearing Uzumaki Kushina's voice, Namikaze Minato's face turned black with anger, and he swore in his heart that he would completely defeat you. Then let Uzumaki Kushina know who is the strongest man. After the battle started, Minato Namikaze immediately used all his strength. Crazy release ninjutsu and attacks on you. And these horrible attacks and ninjutsu are easily resolved by you. Because the chakra in your body has skyrocketed over the years, you can easily defuse the opponent's attack, and found a suitable opportunity to directly defeat Namikaze Minato. The sole of his foot stepped on the opponent's face fiercely. At this time, Minato Namikaze could only feel endless humiliation. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the evil value, 1000 points. Shinua Yusuke narrowed his eyes, very satisfied with what he did. Don't say it's a simulator, even if it's the real world I'm in. I and Namikaze Minato have long been opposites. It is precisely because the opponent possesses the technique of Flying Thunder God that he also killed many ninjas from his Wuin village on the battlefield. I have already had a mortal enmity with Konoha, and even all other ninja villages. So, a long time ago. Shinua Yusuke has already strengthened his heart. Control all the big countries in your own hands. The world is highly unified. In this way, the world will truly come to peace. Uchiha Madara's set of infinite Tsukiyomi won't work, and in the original book, Naruto and Sasuke's set can't work either. In the blogger's biography, wars will still break out frequently in the surrounding small countries. The most typical is the country of rain. It is still shrouded in the haze of war all year round. And myself. To reshape the world. Good man, I don't do it. If you want to do it, just be a peerless villain. A peerless hero. Wake up and hold the power of the world, and lie drunk on the lap of a beauty. My rules are rules, and my word is the only truth. In Shinua Yusuke's eyes, there is an ambition that ordinary people can't match. A burning heart of ambition has begun to burn. Right now, the change must start with Wuin village. At present, Shinua Yusuke is not in a hurry. Although he only needs one sentence to become Mizukage. Goju Yakura is eager to abdicate and let himself go. But for the time being, let him bear it. When you become strong enough. Mizukage is just an ordinary position. The position you want to do. Compared with the position of Shueiying, she has more ambition and power. Subsequently. Kamizuki Yusuke continued Sims. Your performance in the graduation assessment is extremely outstanding. And won the first place easily. Uzumaki Kushina is very happy. In order to congratulate you on your first graduation, she decided to cook for you herself. The emotional temperature between you and Uzumaki Kushina is rising rapidly. After seeing all this, Namikaze Minato is so angry that he wants to vomit blood. Shortly after, the Third Ninja World War broke out. You, Namikaze Minato, and many graduate ninjas of the same period were all dispatched to the battlefield. Because you have awakened the immortal body, you have always looked down on the battlefield. Enemies start to panic when they hear your name. And Namikaze Minato, who graduated at the same time as you, has become a little more transparent. No matter how hard he tries to perform the task, it seems that he has never been welcomed by Konoha's senior management. Because of your heroic performance on the battlefield. Your strength is getting stronger and stronger. And you will also return to Konoha village in rotation to live with Uzumaki Kushina. Uzumaki Kushina is due to Ninetales Jinchuriki, so she cannot go to the battlefield, and must be protected at all times in the village. The relationship between you and Uzumaki Kushina is getting deeper and deeper, and this war has gradually turned into a frenzy, and several other ninja villages have been implicated in it. Even the small surrounding countries have begun to participate in this great melee in the ninja world. And because of your outstanding performance, you can freely choose the forbidden technique in the seal scroll to practice. You chose the Flying Thunder God art in the sealing scroll to start practicing. After all, your goal is to completely replace Namikaze Minato. And Namikaze Minato was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood after hearing that you could choose a forbidden technique to practice at will. Since this incident started, Namikaze Minato has hated you, and he decided to find an opportunity to pull you down severely. Shinua Yusuke narrowed his eyes. Remember the grudge, the more you bear the grudge, the more villain points I will get. Very well, things are moving in a good direction. P.S. Mengbai Chukyu is rolling all over the floor here, asking for flowers, asking for monthly tickets, asking for support from evaluation tickets. New books need data care. Chapter 5 Uzumaki Kushina gave birth to 8 children for you. Complete life. Subsequently, Kamizuki Yusuke continued Sims. The situation on the battlefield has begun to stabilize after a chaotic battle. In the past few years, you and Kushina Uzumaki have also grown into adults. Also, the two of you have privately decided on a lifelong life, and you and Uzumaki Kushina have already studied cooking delicacies together, such as stir-fried green peppers, stir-fried shiitake mushrooms, stir-fried tofu, steamed scallops, etc., in the kitchen at the end of the art show. Because the food was too hot, Kushina Uzumaki's cheeks were flushed by the spicy food, and her whole body was shaking. In the end, you chose to use milk to relieve the spicy food. After making delicious food, the relationship between you and Uzumaki Kushina has become more in-depth and stable. A month later, you will start to enter the battlefield again, but on this day, Uzumaki Kushina is not feeling well, often retching and nauseating. After you asked, Uzumaki Kushina said shyly in your ear, I haven't been here for several days. After you knew it, you quickly took Uzumaki Kushina to the Woodleaf Hospital. It happened that when he was in the hospital, Namikaze Minato also practiced too much here. Namikaze Minato is a little unclear, so why did you appear here? You ignored Namikaze Minato's suspicious gaze, but took Uzumaki Kushina to the gynecology department. After seeing this scene, Minato Namikaze felt like a knife was piercing her heart. The injuries on the body that had already begun to recover immediately intensified. Ding! Congratulations, Suizhu got the evil value, 1000 points. Sure enough. Shinua Yusuke has figured out how to maximize the value of doing evil. You walked out of the gynecology department with Uzumaki Kushina. Uzumaki Kushina is in your arms, and her face is full of expectations and happiness for the future. At this time, you happen to bring Uzumaki Kushina to Namikaze Minato's ward. You choose. 1. Leave here directly, ignore it. 2. Go in and tell Namikaze Minato about this, and invite him to participate in the full moon wine of his future child. 3. Go in to show off this matter, and despise him, then leave. Shinua Yusuke looked at the 3 choices in front of him, then narrowed his eyes. Choose second. You pulled Uzumaki Kushina's right hand, and then pushed Namikaze Minato's ward away. After Namikaze Minato saw you and Uzumaki Kushina, he felt a burst of angina. Namikaze Minato frowned and asked, what are you doing here? You still have a smile on your face, and then you say, it's nothing, I just want to tell you, my wife Kushina is pregnant. After hearing what you said, Minato Namikaze suddenly coughed violently, and at this moment, Kushina Uzumaki in your arms suddenly looked shy, and said shyly, husband, why did you tell him this? Such a guy. It's okay, this is a good thing for us. If it's a good thing, then you have to know how to share it. You gently raised your right finger, and under the delicate and small nose of Uzumaki Kushina scratching on the top, suddenly the show of affection flew around. After seeing this scene, Namikaze Minato on the hospital bed became so angry that his whole body began to tremble. His murderous gaze made him want to cut you into pieces immediately. Life simulation, propose marriage to Kushina Uzumaki at the beginning of the game Chapter 4. Oh, that's right. You still looked at Namikaze Minato with a smile on your face, and then said, in the future, when my child and Kushina's child is born, you must come to drink the full moon wine. After finishing speaking, Uzumaki Kushina was still lying in your arms with a pink face, and after you finished speaking, you took Uzumaki Kushina and left the ward, and only Nai Fengshui, who was getting worse, was left in the ward door. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the evil value, 2,000 points. Ding! In the current Sims, the host has accumulatively obtained evil points, 14,100 points. Shinue Yusuke took a deep breath. It's worth doing evil, and you can't buy anything. It seems that I have to go farther and farther on the road of the great villain. System, if I do evil in reality, can I get evil points? Shinue Yusuke asked suddenly. Ding! Yes, and we'll get the corresponding evil value according to the feedback of the evil event. The corner of Shinue Yojia's mouth curved slightly. It's done. In the next 6 months, you have easily mastered the Flying Thunder God technique, and your prestige on the battlefield has gradually spread far and wide. Namikaze Minato has become an ordinary jonin. On this day, you are performing a mission, but you find that the mission is not at the same level as yours. It is obviously just a very common B-level ninjutsu, but your opponents emerge in endlessly, and there are even dozens of ninjutsu. You cast the Flying Thunder God technique to kill all the ninjas. And I got information from the mouths of the last few ninjas. It turned out that Namikaze Minato was extremely jealous of you, so he leaked the information about your mission to other ninja villages, so there was this hunt. After you knew the ins and outs, you reported this matter to Hokage, and Namikaze Minato ran away immediately after knowing this matter was exposed. Uzumaki Kushina was trembling with anger when she found out about this. I have no choice but to comfort you with myself, over and over again. 1 month later, you led the team to hunt down Namikaze Minato, because Namikaze Minato's strength is at most only that of an elite jonin, and you were quickly hunted down by your team successfully. In front of a waterfall, you cast the Flying Thunder God art and killed Namikaze Minato mercilessly. Afterwards, you became a hero in the village and ended the ninja war with your own hands. Not long after, you and Kushina Uzumaki got married. On the wedding day, Kushina Uzumaki had a big belly and a happy smile on her face. After marriage, Kushina Uzumaki soon gave birth to a daughter for you. Although Kyubi wanted to break the seal, but in front of your powerful strength, it is not enough to look at. You and Kushina Uzumaki spent happy days together, and Kushina Uzumaki gave birth to a daughter for you again. Afterwards, Uzumaki Kushina gave birth to 8 children in total, and your life ended happily. This simulation is over. Accumulated evil points, 14,100 points. Reward for this simulation, immortal body. Shinue Yusuke, who was lying on the sofa, felt the chakra that was constantly rushing in his body. Then, the corners of his mouth curled up slightly. Immortal body is a good thing. After having this stuff, I almost don't have to worry about not having enough chakra in my body. Look at the evil value you have. Shinue Yusuke quickly clicked into the system mall panel. In it, ninjutsu, taijutsu, illusion, blood succession, physique, etc. Even good things from other planes are available here. Of course, the evil value required for those good things starts at the level of hundreds of millions. Shinue Yusuke stretched his body slightly. Then he set his sights on the column of the physical enhancement potion. It's time to improve the strength of your group of Umbun ninjas. And Terumi Mei. She is currently at best the strength of Chunin. If this goes to the battlefield, without my own care, I'm afraid I won't be able to survive for a week. Moreover, it seems that the blood inheritance limit in her body has not been stimulated yet. Why not take advantage of this time and give it a try? P.S. 5 more. I don't have any flowers and tickets, so I'm crying QAQ. 1. Chapter 6 inspires the double blood succession limit in Terumi Mei's body. Shinue Yusuke took a fancy to a bottle of purple physical enhancement potion. There are 4 levels of physical enhancement potions. Blue, red, purple, gold. Obviously, they are arranged in order from low to high. Blue needs 20 evil points to buy. And red needs 200 points. Purple requires 2,000 points. Gold requires 20,000 points. At present, Shinue Yusuke only has more than 14,000 evil points. I had no choice but to buy a purple physical enhancement potion. Exchange for purple physical enhancement potion. Ding! The exchange for Purple Physique Enhancement Potion is complete. Consumption this time, 2,000 evil points, remaining evil points, 12,100 points. Next second. A ray of light appeared in Shinue Yusuke's hand. It's a bottle of purple potion. I glanced at the sky outside. Already the moon is dark and the wind is high. Come in. Shinue Yusuke sensed Terumi Mei, who was lying on the table behind the door and waiting for him. In fact, as early as 2 hours ago. Terumi Mei had already notified the assassination team and returned here. It's just that when I look at myself deeply meditating. She obediently left the room. Then he waited for himself in the living room. In the living room. After Terumi Mei, who had been waiting, heard the voice of Kamizuki Yusuke in the room. That pink face was instantly filled with gentle joy. Click. Terumi Mei, who was outside the door, pushed open the bedroom door. Then he walked in with a smile on his face. Cousin Yusuke. After arriving in front of Kamizuki Yusuke, Terumi Mei said softly. You're hungry. You haven't eaten since noon. In the restaurant next door, I have prepared a sumptuous dinner for you. There is no rush to eat. Shinue Yusuke waved his hand. Terumi Mei's cheeks blushed, and she immediately came to Kamizuki Yusuke's side with ease, and sat down. Try this. Shinue Yusuke handed the purple potion bottle in his hand to Terumi Mei. Terumi Mei took it with some doubts, and then asked curiously, Cousin. This is Physique Enhancement Potion. Shinue Yusuke said casually, this thing should be able to stimulate the blood succession limit in your body. Hearing this, Terumi Mei was overjoyed. About your own strength. She was actually very distressed. Obviously, he can very sensitively feel the existence of the blood inheritance limit in his body. But it just can't be stimulated. Even sometimes. It can only be cast once by chance. The success rate is really low. This simply cannot be used in combat. And right now, after seeing the bottle of purple potion that Shinue Yusuke took out, her eyes immediately brightened. But don't worry if it's something else. To be honest. She wished her cousin gave her some other weird potion. And Terumi Mei can often see Kamizuki Yusuke come up with some extremely strange things. Sometimes, she can even come up with something that frightens her so much that her legs go limp. Drink it, it still tastes like grapes. Shinue Yusuke said with a smile. Terumi Mei blinked, just as she was expecting whether this was the weird potion she had imagined. This bottle of purple physique enhancing potion has been completely swallowed. After taking these potions, all of a sudden, waves of violent energy continued to agitate. Terumi Mei's whole body suddenly became hot. There seems to be endless power in the body. Chakra is also running wildly in the body. Her cheeks were flushed, and she looked at Kamizuki Yusuke with some helplessness. Life simulation, propose marriage to Kushina Uzumaki at the beginning of the game Chapter 5. Cousin Yusuke, I. Shinue Yusuke smiled slightly, it seems to work. Don't worry, let's go try and see if we can stimulate the blood inheritance limit in your body. After finishing speaking, he took Terumi Mei to the practice square outside. Terumi Mei could feel the heat in the lower abdomen very clearly. Huge beads of sweat also began to appear on his forehead. Come. Cast it on me. Shinue Yusuke said loudly. Cousin. I'm coming. Terumi Mei felt the galloping chakra in his body at this time, and said with a blushing face. Come on. Shinue Yusuke smiled heartily. Terumi Mei's two small hands began to form seals. At the same time, he began to mobilize the power of Shueji boundary in his body. Melting escape, the art of dissolving monsters. The next moment, a large amount of acid spouted from Terumi Mei's mouth. These highly corrosive slime are erupting towards Yusuke Shinue. Wherever they went, there was a strong corrosive smell in the air. Cousin, be careful. Terumi Mei was taken aback by her blood succession limit. She never expected that it would measure so much. If it all falls on cousin Yusuke, wouldn't the cousin be corrupted by himself? Thought of here. Her pretty face was full of deep worry. At the same time, there is deep self-blame. Terumi-mei, don't be distracted. Continue. At this time, Shinya Yusuke looked at the corrosive acid that was about to reach him. Then he smiled lightly. Frozen moment. An extremely strong chill erupted from Shinya Yusuke's body. The water vapor in the air also turned into frost at this instant. Then it fell to the ground. And the strong corrosive acid also directly froze into ice and fell to the ground of the square. Continue. Shinya Yusuke waved his hand. Hearing that, Terumi-mei patted her little head. Cousin Yusuke is very powerful. He actually wanted to hurt cousin Yusuke just now. Really whimsical. Terumi-mei no longer had to worry about the future, and quickly activated another kind of blood succession limit in his body. Boiling escape, skillful mist technique. Acidic gas combined with high heat, the power is even more terrifying than melting and escaping. Even the surrounding floor tiles began to melt under this mist. Around Shinya Yusuke, the cold air directly formed an incomparably clear protective shield. 10 minutes later. Terumi-mei threw herself into Kamizuki Yusuke's arms excitedly. Cousin. It seems that the two blood inheritance limits in my body can be easily controlled. At this moment, she couldn't even mention how happy she was. That's good. Shinya Yusuke smiled lightly. In this way, Terumi-mei's combat power is at least that of an elite jonin. In this way, it will be more secure on the battlefield. However, I feel that there is still a lot of power left in the potion in my body. Before Terumi-mei finished speaking, Shinya Yusuke hugged her horizontally. Relax. This residual energy is not enough at all. Terumi-mei blinked his eyes quickly, and his heartbeat began to accelerate continuously. It's finally coming. The thing I have been waiting for a long time is finally coming. Discussion about cooking. P.S. Begging for a reward made by Chukyu crying. Chapter 7 Terumi-mei, Of course I'm going to the battlefield too. Battlefield Ice God. The next day, early morning. In front of the Fog Shadow Assassination Department. A chilling intent filled it. In the Cyan Square below, hundreds of assassination ninjas from Wuin Village are ready to go. All of them have experienced the baptism on the battlefield. Everyone's eyes were full of cold murderous intent. The murderous aura and momentum of the first three people. Even more so than all the assassination troops behind him. Dried persimmon ghost shark, watermelon mountain puffer ghost. And a ghost full moon. Because Shinya Yusuke released the illusion from the controlled Goju Yugura before. So, the imaginary place of blood mist has not been implemented in Wuin Village. The current Wuin Village does not dare to say that it is monolithic. But the cohesion is still no problem at present. Coupled with Shinya Yusuke's superior performance on the battlefield. And that unprecedentedly powerful ability. It has completely convinced all the ninjas in Wuin Village. They even know some things as the Mist Shadow Assassination Department. That is, even the current 4th Mizuki Yakura is no match for Kamizuki Yusuke at all. With such a powerful captain, is there any reason for everyone not to follow? Not long. Shinya Yusuke brought Terumi-mei together and appeared on the podium of the square. He scanned around slowly. Just a glance can make the hundreds of assassin elite ninjas feel chills down their spines. Is this the coercion of the boss of the strongest Fog Shadow Assassination Department? All eyes were on Shinya Yusuke. Information received yesterday. There is a group of nearly 1,000 ninja troops on Konoha's side, heading towards a canyon where the land of water and the land of fire meet. Our purpose is very simple. There's only one. That is, kill all the enemies. Use any means. Shinya Yusuke said loudly. Then, he nodded to Terumi-mei who was beside him. Terumi-mei pursed her lips, and took out several storage scrolls from the ninja bag. Then he stepped forward and handed over the dried persimmon ghost, the watermelon mountain puffer ghost, and a ghost lamp full moon. The three of them are the three captains of the Fog Shadow Assassination Department. All powerful. There are 2 potions in it. The green potion can replenish the lack of chakra in the body in an instant. The blue potion can restore your physical strength, and it also has the effect of enhancing your physical fitness. This time, kill the enemy on the battlefield. I only have one request. That is, everyone please come with me, come back alive. As soon as this remark came out, all members of Wu Ying assassination on Qingshi Square clenched their fists. The loud voice kept ringing. I don't hesitate to sacrifice my heart for Lord Yusuke. Life simulation, propose marriage to Kushina Uzumaki at the beginning of the game chapter 6. No hesitation. No hesitation. Shinua Yusuke looked at the people below, and then said in a low voice. Ghost shark. Dolphin ghost. Full moon. Here. The 3 shouted in unison. Lead the troops. Depart immediately. Shinua Yusuke quickly issued an order. Yes. Soon, the Wuin Assassination Corps began to set off in a mighty way. More than 500 elite ninjas are marching towards the battlefield. And at this time, Kamizuki Yusuke looked at Terumi Mei who was beside him. On Terumi Mei's smooth neck, some sweat had already emerged. Is it because the cooking discussion was too intense last night? Terumi Mei. If you feel uncomfortable, you can recuperate in the village. I'll be back soon. Shinua Yusuke said softly. No. Terumi Mei gritted her silver teeth and pouted her mouth. I want to be with my cousin all the time. Besides, yesterday I finally made up my mind to make up the blood succession boundary. I thought of the picture of developing blood successor boundary after awakening blood successor boundary yesterday. Terumi Mei's cheeks flushed involuntarily. At the same time, he also stared at Shinua Yusuke with some resentment. How could his cooking skills be so terrifying? Oh well. Shinua Yusuke also felt Terumi Mei's resentful little eyes. Then, follow the big team. Go to the border between the land of water and the land of fire. Border, a scenic canyon. Between the jungle, rows of densely packed figures can be seen impressively fumbling towards the depths of the canyon. They are the advance troops of my village. After finding out the route, you can directly suppress the territory with an army. Then completely occupy this canyon stronghold. As long as you occupy this place, you can easily contain nearly 70% of the ninjas in Wuin village. At that time, on the battlefield, my village will have more say. Today's weather is unusually gloomy. It seems that there is a storm coming anytime, anywhere. Blind eyes. Among the advance troops in my village, a member of the Hyuga clan began to roll his eyes. Etc. Ahead, someone. And, it's still a large number of ninjas. Seeing this, the member of the Hyuga clan suddenly shrank his pupils. In his eyes. Already saw a bunch of chakra-bursting ninjas. It is galloping towards this side. Especially the one at the head. The chakra reserves in his body, completely crushed the hundreds of ninjas behind him. And, there's an endless chill. It's Shinua Yusuke from Wuin village. It's the battlefield ice god. It's him. This member of the Hyuga clan seemed to have thought of something, and his eyes were full of strong fear. They never forgot that figure that looked like an ice descending. The scene of freezing and killing hundreds of ninjas in an instant. It was precisely because of that battle that the name of Shinua Yusuke's ice was completely established. I want to run now, is it too late? Just when these advance troops wanted to evacuate. Impressively, the assassination force of Ghost Lamp Full Moon appeared behind him. Mist-hidden assassination technique. The massacre has begun. Chapter 8 The Absolute Strength of the Wuying Assassination Department. Another way of doing evil. In Wuin village, the Wuying assassination technique is the most famous. Almost all ninjas know the art of assassination. And the fog shadow assassination technique is also one of their necessary skills. It can even be said that it is a skill that must be learned from school. Right now, there are dozens of advanced ninja troops sent by Konoha Fong. Under the team of Ghost Lantern Full Moon, all of them were completely killed. Behind the canyon, there are nearly 1,000 Konoha ninjas waiting for the news to come back. However, they could no longer wait for news from their companions. Instead, what awaited them was an extremely cruel death. The technique of fog concealment. Hundreds of ninjas from Hidden Fog Village released the Hidden Fog art at the same time. Fog Hidden Jutsu is a ninjutsu that obstructs the enemy's line of sight. But for the people of Hidden Fog Village, it was as silky as a fish in water, etc. From the beginning, you found that there is no surrounding fog, and it has become more and more. This is from Hidden Fog Village. Before the ninja from Konoha Village finished speaking, a streak of blood splattered directly. Dried persimmon ghost shark shook the kunai in his hand, and then showed a mouthful of shark teeth. Well, really. The one who is about to die is still doubting here. Next second, his figure turned into a ghost again and disappeared into the mist. Dried persimmon ghost shark because he has never experienced the village of blood mist. Naturally, it was not mixed with Uchiha Obito. Instead, he has been working hard with Shinua Yusuke as his idol. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost leads the 7 ninja swordsmen. Also half a year ago, he swore his allegiance to Shinua Yusuke to the death. Hidden Mist Village that has not experienced the blood mist. Everyone still admires and looks forward to their ninja village very much. What's more, right now there is an absolute strong man leading their ninja village to become better. Who would even think about mutiny? Especially at the speed that can be seen with the naked eye, I can feel that my ninja village is getting stronger all the time. There is something called belonging in everyone's heart. The people of Wuin Village. It's the assassination technique of Wuin Village. It's their fog shadow assassination technique. After a short period of chaos, the 1,000-man army in my village also began to gradually launch a counterattack. There are many powerful Konoha family members among them. For example, the members of the Hyuga clan, the Yamanaka clan, the Yum clan, the Nara clan, etc. Members of these families each possess some powerful secret techniques. They can quickly form a combat counterattack in a short period of time. However, all the ninjas in Wuin Village are not afraid of death. Even some people have obviously been hit in the chest, but the next second, he took out a blue potion and made it alive again under the eyes of everyone. This is completely an unequal battle. Water escape great waterfall technique. At this time, dried persimmon ghost shark has evolved from the initial assassination to a public fight. Life simulation. Propose marriage to Kushina Uzumaki at the beginning of the game Chapter 7. His strength is firmly ahead of the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost. After all, as early as 2 months ago, Shinua Yusuke told them both. Whoever has the most heroic kills on the battlefield will be given the shark muscle broadsword to that person after 2 months. In fact, Shinua Yusuke's plan was also to give the shark muscle broadsword to Kisame. After the fusion of the shark muscle broadsword and the dried persimmon ghost shark, the combat power is definitely a shadow level. Moreover, it is still not a weak movie class. As for the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost, although there is no need to worry about his rebellion. But the shark muscle broadsword gave him a somewhat subdued talent. Water escape water gun technique. Boom! The full moon of the ghost lamp is a child at this time. Easily take away the life of the Konoha village ninja in front of you. His water gun skills have also been practiced to the point of perfection. Although it is not as good as the previous water shadow ghost lantern moon. But strength should never be underestimated. Fight and roar. Grief and human life. Life, on the battlefield, is worthless at all. People die all the time. The sky-shattering fight is still going on. From the first 1,000 people in my village, there are more than 200 people who have been killed. And the number of people is still decreasing continuously. Shinua Yusuke has landed on the top of a tall rock at this moment. He just looked at the slaughter in front of him indifferently. Same time. It is also accepting the increase of evil value. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining 100 evil points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining 200 evil points. Ding! Congratulations to the host. He has a preliminary understanding. As long as he started a war or battle, it would be considered that the group of assassination troops under him were killing people. You can also get the corresponding evil value feedback. Moreover, it seems that it is not low. And at this time, a brown shadow appeared beside Shinue Yusuke. With brown hair casually scattered behind her head, Terumi Mei had already arrived in front of Kamizuki Yusuke. Master Yusuke. There are about 150 people left in Konoha Fong. It will only take about 10 minutes at most. We can kill them all. On the battlefield, Shinue Yusuke must be called by the honorific title. This is the rule. All ninjas in Wuying village must abide by it. After hearing Terumi Mei's report, Kamizuki Yusuke nodded. But at this time, he was still thinking about another question. Doing evil is not just about killing people. There are many other things that can be considered evil. For example, Shinue Yusuke in order to confirm the thoughts in his heart. Then, he waved his hand at Terumi Mei. Terumi Mei was a little confused, but she still came to Kamizuki Yusuke's side honestly. Come over gently. After Kamizuki Yusuke said something in Terumi Mei's ear. In an instant, the neck, which was originally white and translucent, suddenly turned red. Moreover, Hongxia was still walking up. In the blink of an eye, he was ashamed and indignant. Shinue Yusuke raised his eyebrows. It shouldn't be such a big reaction, right? Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the evil value, 5,000 points. Shinue Yusuke's pupils shrank. Get 5,000 directly. It really works. He just tested it. Just let the other party do what she doesn't want to do. Or something that is difficult for her to accept, then you can pass the feedback of the event. To get evil value. And according to the seriousness of the situation, the corresponding evil value is obtained. But is it really that difficult to do what I just said? Shinue Yusuke tilted his head, looking curiously at Terumi Mei whose expression was already twisted to the point of dying. Really? Not so. I just said that I want to find her to study the language of flowers in the back garden tonight. Thoughts drifted back. Shinue Yusuke's eyes flickered slightly. Under his powerful chakra perception, it has been discovered that two people are rushing towards this side not far away. And not from my side. At this time, beyond the canyon, two ninjas are galloping towards the canyon swiftly. One of them has blonde hair and blue eyes, while the other has black hair and red eyes. It is the golden flashing Namikaze Minato and Shursui. P.S. Start at 5 more every day rolling all over the floor asking for flowers, evaluation tickets for support. Chapter 9 I want to see the expression on Namikaze Minato's face when he knows I'm going to propose marriage to Kushina. Within the canyon. At this time, blood was already flowing here. Konoha Fong originally had a large army of 1,000 people. At this time, only a few dozens of people who had been beheaded were left in disarray. And now, the eyes of these people are full of endless fear. Even some Konoha ninjas can't even hold the ninja tools in their hands. He staggered and fled towards the outside. And the other side. It is an all-fog shadow assassination army. All of them burst out with a strong intent to kill. He stared fiercely at the group of remaining Konoha ninjas. It's like looking at a lamb waiting to be slaughtered. And right now, those people are indeed like this. Flying Thunder God Art. The technique of instant body. Just when these dozens of ninjas in Konoha village felt that death was coming, two voices exploded in the back of their heads. Subsequently, the golden flashing Namikaze Minato and Shursui immediately appeared in front of everyone. Its golden glitter. There is still water in the blink of an eye. We are saved. The remaining ninjas of Konoha village all tremblingly gathered in the direction of Namikaze Minato and Uchiha Shisui. This moment. They seemed to have seen a savior. Everyone showed the look of the rest of their lives. Life simulation, propose marriage to Kushina Uzumaki at the beginning of the game Chapter 8. It's so tragic. Namikaze Minato stared at the tragic scene on the battlefield in front of him with serious eyes. He received the moment when the battle situation here was urgent. Then quickly together with the fastest Uchiha Shisui. Came here together. But never expected. They came a step too late. Namikaze Minato solemnly looked at Kamizuki Yusuke on the top of the huge rock not far away. This is his first formal meeting with Kamizuki Yusuke. He had heard the opponent's reputation on the battlefield a long time ago. Known as the god of ice on the battlefield, Yusuke Kamizuki. Same time. Kamizuki Yusuke is also looking at Namikaze Minato and Uchiha Shisui in front of him. The golden flash of Konoha village, and the instant Shisui of the Uchiha clan. We withdraw. Namikaze Minato didn't intend to stay here too long. If you stay here for a long time, maybe there will be other changes. What's more, the current situation. It is definitely impossible to fight with each other. It's pretty good that I can take all the remaining ninjas away. Etc. I let you go. Shinue Yusuke spoke suddenly, his voice full of indifference. Subsequently. With a wave of his hand, more than 500 Kirigage Assassination Legion behind him took Namikaze Minato and Uchiha Shisui. And the remaining group of ninjas from Konoha village surrounded them. Kamizuki Yusuke. You don't want to make such a big fuss, do you? Most of the remaining ninjas are core members of those families. Namikaze Minato looked at about 70 ninjas around him, and then said in a low voice. These ninjas can persist until now, nothing less than a little. That is, all of them are family ninjas in the village. For example, the ninjas of the Hyuga clan, the Yamanaka clan, the Nara clan, etc. They are a little more prominent than ordinary ninjas. That's why we can persist in this dangerous situation until now. However, they are now at the end of their battles. Fighting is already impossible. People from those families. Shinue Yusuke laughed, did you use this method to oppress yourself? Don't forget. This is war. In the hands of both sides, there is the life of the other party's companion. Dried persimmon ghost shark showed scarlet teeth at this time. Staring at Minato Namikaze with those weird shark eyes of his own. I've heard of the prestige of the golden glitter for a long time. Master Yusuke. I think his blood must taste good. At this time, dried persimmon Kisame had an order from Kamizuki Yusuke. The act of fighting. Same time. Namikaze Minato was stared at by Kisame, and he didn't feel like he was being stared at by a human being. It was like being stared at by a beast. And at this time, Namikaze Minato no longer hesitated, and prepared to engrave the mark of flying Raijin on the remaining Konoha ninjas. In the future, he will lead everyone to leave through the technique of flying thunder god. And at this time, Shinue Yusuke also noticed signs of Namikaze Minato's actions. Next second. From his body, an extremely terrifying frozen power burst out. Waves of white cold air spread towards the surroundings in an instant. Frozen moment. With the spread of the cold air circle, he arrived in front of Namikaze Minato in an instant. And the more than 70 ninjas of Konoha village were also instantly frozen into ice sculptures at this moment. Even the outermost clothes on Namikaze Minato's body began to show frost. He immediately cast the Flying Thunder God technique, turning into a golden light and appearing on the tree trunk beside him. At the same time, Uchiha Shisui also immediately avoided the terrifying cold air. It was the first time for the two of them to see Shinue Yusuke make a move. But never expected that the opponent's terrifying ice escape blood inheriting boundary has reached such a level. If it weren't for the two of them coming, it is estimated that few people could escape the ice escape at that speed. After all, in their cognition, they can only think that what Shinue Yusuke cast is the powerful ice escape. It can't be saved. Namikaze Minato looked at those people frozen in ice, at the begging and hope in the eyes of those ninjas. He had no choice but to grit his teeth and growl, "Jishue. We withdraw. It's useless for them to stay here. This matter must be reported to Lord Hokage III as soon as possible. Then ask him to make a decision." After Uchiha Shisui saw Namikaze Minato performing the Flying Thunder God art and left. He had no choice but to clench his fists and left in an instant. Although he has his own cards. But in front of so many Kirigakure assassinated ninjas, Kamizuki Yusuke. He knew that he would never get any benefits. Seeing the other party come out to meet each other, and then run away. All the assassination ninjas in Wuin village have high morale. As long as Shinue Yusuke joins in the battle, the victory will always fall to his side. And at this time, Shinue Yusuke was rubbing his chin, and there was already a hint of evil plan in his heart. The corresponding evil value is obtained according to the influence feedback of the evil event. I don't know, when Namikaze Minato heard that I was going to propose marriage to Konoha Kushina. What kind of expression will it be? Really looking forward to it. Chapter 10 Kirigakure Elders Group, Master Yusuke's move is a strategic move. Inside the canyon. Kamizuki Yusuke unlocked the frozen moment. These are more than 70 ninjas from Konoha village. It is the biggest bargaining chip for me to negotiate with my village. Master Yusuke. The inventory has been completed. There are 13 ninjas in the Mountain Clan. There are 12 ninjas in the Hyuga Clan. There are 4 ninjas in the Oil Girl Clan. There are 15 ninjas from the Sarutobi Clan and the Shimura Clan each. The rest are the 6 ninjas of the Nara Clan. A total of 65 ninjas. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost came in front of Shinue Yusuke, and then reported respectfully. "It's all sealed up." Shinue Yusuke nodded, and then spent 2,000 evil points in exchange for some seal scrolls. These seal scrolls can imprison the chakra in these ninjas. Yes. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost immediately took the order. As for why not just kill these ninjas? It must be that Yusuke-sama still has other uses. They only need to carry out Master Yusuke's orders. This battle. Misty Hidden Village has won a big victory here. Although many ninjas were lost, war is war. I want to make contributions to Ninja Village. You must always be ready for enlightenment. I didn't expect, there are so many ninjas left from the Sarutobi and Shimura clans. Life simulation, propose marriage to Kushina Uzumaki at the beginning of the game Chapter 9. Shinue Yusuke narrowed his eyes, looking at the pale-faced Konoha ninjas not far away. Departure, return to the village. Subsequently, Shinue Yusuke returned immediately with a large army. Misty Village. In the office room of the Water Shadow office building. Goju Yakura looked at Kamizuki Yusuke in shock. Listening to the report of Ghost Lantern Full Moon and others. The shock on his face also began to intensify. Good. Good. Ha ha ha. Not only eliminated nearly 1,000 ninja troops in Konoha village. And captured so many Konoha ninjas. Good. Goju Yakura no longer knew what expression he should use to face Shinue Yusuke. He is really too strong. Still thinking about the village in every way. We can omit the process of excitement and rewards. Shinue Yusuke waved his hand, stopping Goju Yakura who was about to fart the rainbow. Goju Yakura coughed dryly. I have only one request. Yusuke Shinue said with a smile. This matter has begun to ferment among the major ninja villages. I want you to write a letter to Konoha for me. Goju Yakura was stunned for a moment, and then asked, what is written in the letter? I want to propose marriage to Konoha, the person to whom I want to propose marriage, Uzumaki Kushina. Hiss. After half an hour. After drafting the content of the letter. Shinue Yusuke left here leisurely. But Goju Yakura, together with the Kirigakure elders behind him, began to ponder. I've realized it. The great elder Master Yuan in the elders group suddenly stood up. Master Yuan, what have you realized? Goju Yakura hurried over and asked. Shinua Yusuke is messing up the entire Konoha with the power of one person, the great elder Master Yuan said tremblingly. The turbid eyes are full of strong admiration. Master Yusuke also said just now. Uzumaki Kushina is the lover who is called the Golden Flash Namikaze Minato. At present, Namikaze Minato is at a time when he is famous in Konoha village. If at this time, Master Yusuke proposes marriage to Konoha Uzumaki Kushina with the conditions he said. Tell me, does Konoha agree or not? Grand Elder Master Yuan became more and more admired as he talked. Think about it. If Konoha agrees, then he will break Namikaze Minato's heart. If he doesn't agree, then he will chill the hearts of those family ninjas. Whether he agrees or not, people's hearts are gone. This move is a strategy to attack the heart. Master Yusuke is really a god. The face of the great elder Master Yuan was full of piety. The same is true for the members of the elders behind him. And Yakura, who was the leader, also showed seriousness. I see. The great elder still thinks deeply. I'm going to write a letter to Konoha. The other side. Shinua Yusuke returned directly to his home. This thing takes time to ferment. I am not in a hurry. It was getting dark. Kamizuki Yusuke, who had just returned home, saw Terumi Mei who had been waiting for him at home for a long time. Only. At this moment, the expression on her face was rather shy and awkward. There was even a hint of anticipation in those evasive eyes. Kamizuki Yusuke grinned. After the war, it is natural to need to relax. 2 days later. Shinua Yusuke led the Kirigakure troops to kill Konoha Senna ninja troops. It has spread among the big countries. Same time. The prestige of Shinua Yusuke has once again risen to a higher level. The country of fire. Konoha village, in Hokage's office. Sarutobi Hiraku took a sip of the pipe in his hand. This battle, it can be said that my village suffered a lot of trauma. And, more importantly, demoralize all the ninjas. It's not like they haven't encountered Shinua Yusuke's battle before. But that was mostly skirmishes. And this time. What they never expected was that they would lose so terribly. Well. After a long time, the smoke has filled the entire Hokage office. And Hirozuru Sarutobi's brows also furrowed deeper and deeper. This time, their Sarutobi clan also brought in a lot of people. In the family, Sarutobi Hiruzen has already been scolded by people pointing at the spine. I thought it was an easy occupation task. But never thought that the entire army would be wiped out. And at the same time. Outside the door, Namikaze Minato's voice sounded. 3 generations. Just now the communications department received a letter from Mizukage. Please take a look. P.S. 5 more QAQ asks for flower monthly ticket evaluation ticket support. Chapter 11 Please deliver Kushina Uzumaki to your door within a week. The door of the office opened slowly. Thick smoke suddenly rushed over. This made Namikaze Minato cough violently. Hirozuru Sarutobi coughed lightly and opened the window. After dispersing the air, he said slowly, "Come in." Afterwards, Namikaze Minato walked in with the letter from the 4th Mizukage Yakura. Have you read the content? Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at the letter in Namikaze Minato's hand. Asked in a low voice. No. Namikaze Minato replied immediately. This is a letter sent directly from Mizukage to Hokage. Outsiders naturally do not have any right to view it privately. Open it and read it to me. Hirozuru Sarutobi thought for a while, and finally said solemnly. Between Namikaze Minato's performance on the battlefield and the appeal he has gathered over time, he is already a well-deserved candidate for the next Hokage. Sarutobi Hiruza is not stupid. It is natural to start looking for people around you. Life simulation, propose marriage to Kushina Uzumaki at the beginning of the game Chapter 10. Whether it is character or strength, Namikaze Minato is the best choice. Moreover, he also has the flying Raijin Jutsu that only the second Hokage can do. When Namikaze Minato heard this, his expression froze. There is too much information revealed in Sarutobi Hiruzen's words. Doesn't this mean that he has acquiesced in his own position in his own mind? Namikaze Minato's heart was suddenly filled with joy. It would be a lie to say that I don't want to be the Hokage of the village. After all ninjas are working crazily for this goal. And bears the joy in her heart. At this time, Namikaze Minato carefully opened the envelope sent by Mizuki Chikura. After opening the letter, Minato Namikaze began to read it. The third Hokage of Konoha village, Sarutobi Hiruzen. There has been tension between our two villages in recent times. I think everyone doesn't want to make things so rigid, but let other ninja villages take advantage of it. Hirozuru Sarutobi heard this, and a smile appeared on his face involuntarily. Sure enough, is Mizuki still afraid of my Konoha strength? But next, I saw Namikaze Minato's pupils shrinking suddenly. The whole body began to tremble uncontrollably. What's wrong? So excited? Hirozuru Sarutobi frowned. Isn't it just a confidential letter? At most, there are some conditions for the peace talks between the two parties. Over the years, it is not that he has not passed similar messages to other shadows of Ninja Village. Watergate. There is still a need for certainty. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for you in the future to become a big success. Hirozuru Sarutobi sighed. Probably Mizuki wanted to ask Konoha village for a lot of supplies in the letter, right? Hirozuru Sarutobi had already experienced this kind of thing. No. At this moment, Minakame's breathing began to be rapid. The originally blue eyes began to show a trace of angry red at this moment. He blushed with anger. This Kamizuki Yusuke. He actually. Namikaze Minato's face is turning green now. His voice was full of resentment. I can't wait to kill Shinue Yusuke directly in the next second. What the is going on? Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned deeply, then took the letter from Namikaze Minato's trembling hand. The text behind the letter is as follows. Since everyone doesn't want their ninja village to suffer a blow. Simply, the dark army leader of our ninja village, Shinue Yusuke. He reluctantly put down his figure and proposed marriage to Uzumaki Kushina of your Konoha village. Please Konoha village, send Uzumaki Kushina to the water country within a week. Otherwise, start a week later. We will send a fresh corpse to the gate of my village every day. Oh, I forgot to mention. We have 65 captives from my village in our hands. Among them, there are Hyuga clan, Nara clan, Yamanaka clan, Shimura clan, Sarutobi clan. Send people here, everyone is happy. Oh, I forgot to say it again. This matter has already spread throughout your Konoha village. Other families should be able to get the news soon. Sent a letter on behalf of Shinue Yusuke, Kirigakure village, the fourth generation of Mizuki, Kotachi Yakura. Watching the expression change on Sarutobi Hiruzen's face. Namikaze Minato immediately said fiercely, 3 generations. Look. Kamizuki Yusuke, he is dreaming. How could we promise him this matter? Absolutely impossible. At this moment, Namikaze Minato was shaking with anger all over his body. Watergate. Hirozuru Sarutobi looked at him deeply, and then said in a low voice. After you returned to the village. Told me that the 1,000 Konoha ninjas have been wiped out. Why are there still survivors? Namikaze Minato was stunned, and then quickly said, it is true that all the remaining ninjas were frozen by Shinue Yusuke. So, you just saw them frozen, but they didn't die, right? Sarutobi Hiruzen said. Yes. Namikaze Minato was silent for a while, then nodded. Don't worry, it's impossible for me to promise him this matter. Hirozuru Sarutobi frowned. At the same time, I also started to have deep fears against Shinue Yusuke in my heart. The other party's move was ostensibly to Namikaze Minato's lover. But actually, the opponent is attacking his heart. Hirozuru Sarutobi doesn't believe that the other party knows the identity of Kushina Uzumaki Ninetails Jinchuriki. Watergate. How many people have you told about Jyoshina's identity? Hiroza Sarutobi asked just to be on the safe side. Currently, only Kakashi knows about Umbu. Namikaze Minato quickly replied about Uzumaki Kushina's identity. He is naturally tight-lipped. N. Hiru Sarutobi nodded. Okay, let's put this matter aside. Recently, the situation in Hidden Sand Village has also become restless. You still need to worry a lot. Namikaze Minato nodded heavily, yes. Third generation. P.S. Ask for a reward for the Flower Monthly ticket. Chapter 12 Life Simulation Again. Born Uchiha. The night of genocide is coming. Ding. Congratulations to the host for making Namikaze Minato be furious and furious. Obtained evil value, 100,000 points. In Wuin village, Shinua Yusuke, who was resting on the sofa, suddenly heard a reminder in his head. 100,000 points. Finally, the corner of his mouth slowly curled into a smile. Really? If you do evil in reality, you will get more evil points than in the simulator. At this time. Presumably Namikaze Minato also saw that letter, right? If you can directly off the opponent. It is estimated that you will only get more evil points than this. Click. The bedroom door was opened. Tsurumi Mei walked in with a resentful face. Seeing this, Shinua Yusuke immediately knew why she was depressed. Subsequently, he flicked his right hand lightly. A pair of high wires appeared in his hands. Today, try a new style. Tsurumi Mei blinked. Well. A week is gone in the blink of an eye. Misty Village. Inside the luxurious domed building of Kamizuki Yusuke. Tsurumi Mei was looking at Kamizuki Yusuke in front of her with satisfaction. Humph. Cousin. It's settled, after you marry Kushina from Konoha village.